You're watching White Mountains today. We are in the North Conway studio. I am Chris Prue, joined by Marisa, Kirby, and Jorge Donoso of the Weathervane Theatre in Whitefield. Thank you so much. I think the talent level in the studio just elevated a lot with your arrival. So for those who may not be familiar with the Weathervane in Whitefield, give us a little overview. Who wants to tell me about this theater? Don't fight over it.
Yeah, right here. Like, take it away. So the Weathervane Theatre is a small regional theater in Whitefield, New Hampshire, obviously. This is our 58th season,
wow.
So we've been around for a little over half a century.
Have you been there for all 58 seasons?
Yes.
Wow.
I started a couple years before I was born, this is our 58th season, and a couple weeks ago we opened our season with Jersey Boys, and it became this huge hit, and the last couple of performances were sold out, and
wow.
then this coming week on Wednesday, we're gonna open our traditional rotating repertory season. So we're one of the last theaters in the country that does more than 4 or 5 shows in rotating rep, which means we're always we open a show, the very next day we start rehearsals for the next one, and every single day at the Weathervane, we do a different show. So we have so many shows in our head all at once. So
I get anxiety just thinking about it, that workload and having to memorize so many lines and choreography and stage direction.
Yeah, it can be a challenge at times, but I think we've all discovered that it's super rewarding and fulfilling for us as artists and also for the audiences, because they come see you do one thing and then the next night they come and they go, oh my gosh, I remember them from the night before. Yeah. Now they're doing Shakespeare, and last night they were singing country music. So it's exciting for our audiences and super rewarding for us.
Yeah.
Right.
Audiences are great, and they buy tickets for a specific show, and they come to see that show, and they don't know that we have calendars in our room that before we walk out to go to the theater, we're like, what show is it today?
Wait, let me look at my script.
I'm in the wrong character. Oh no.
Yeah.
That is funny. Well, I think your work and your toil is the audience's benefit, because they get to go and see a new show.
Yeah.
They could spend a week going to the theater and see a different show every night almost.
Yeah, true.
Like you said, there's not many places where you can actually go and do that, especially in this neck of the woods, no pun intended. What brings you to this neck of the woods? Because the Whitefield, the Weathervane in Whitefield sees actors come from all over the country, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, this is my 6th season here. I first came on just as an actor and then came back the following year. Ethan and I had worked together before, and I have, grown to love it up here in New Hampshire and the theater, and have now met some of my very best friends through this organization and working together. And then I came back the following season, and now I'm an actor and I'm choreographing. I usually choreograph at least a show a season, and I'm also the intern director for the theater. So that's a huge part of my role at the Weathervane.
All right. And what about you, Jorge?
Yeah,
what's your background?
It's the thing, I'm Hispanic. It's the thing where we first come as actors, and then we get sucked in somehow, and we all wear many hats. Mm-hmm. I'm an actor at the Weathervane, but I also work development, so I write the grants that allow us to do the shows, or community engagement initiatives, or donor nights and stuff like that. That's all me. But yeah, I think one of the biggest things that keeps us coming back, it's the fact that you get to work with your friends, right? Marisa lives in Arkansas. I live in New York City. This is the only time of year, that we really get to see each other for a longer concentrated period of time. Because other than that, it's FaceTimes or texting and stuff. And honestly, just the quality of the shows. They get better and better every season, and just bigger budgets are a little scary, especially for nonprofits right now. But the production quality has just been so elevated by all these artists and leadership and
I think being a part of an organization that's working so hard to continue to build and improve, not only for their artistic staff, but for the audiences as well. You know,
Yep.
we just recently redid our lobby.
Wow.
We've got, it's like a whole experience now when our patrons come. We, you know, have a bar, we have snacks and refreshments, we have new merchandise. It is like truly a night out, plus a show.
Yeah, and before we get to the shows themselves, I want to talk more about the experience because you have, I believe there's like an inn or something right next to you where you can enjoy dinner. And
That's right.
So you can really make a night of it if you're driving from North Conway. Whitefield's a little bit of a drive, but well worth it. And if you're coming from Lincoln or Littleton, not quite as long, but it's a destination. You can really make it a night out.
It's the Inn at Whitefield. It's been there for forever. And we do opening nights there too.
Yep.
Like they leave it open for us, and the entire company gets to go in and just like hang out. But yeah, it's definitely a destination. Patrons go in, have dinner, then hop on over to the theater. And so we do like a dinner and a show package. You know, when season subscriptions go on sale. But yeah, it's like a second home to the company for sure.
I think I am a marketing genius, so I'm going to throw this out there. Dinner, show, and moose tour bundle.
Okay. Well, you know what? We have new merch, and we are selling like little plush moose toys.
Moose sell.
What's a moose tour?
What's a moose? It's a tour of moose.
Where you get to like,
like
you know, Jorge and I on a drive, we saw a moose once.
You guys don't
Just
need
once.
a tour because you see moose on your own.
I've only seen it once.
Most people
time in the
haven't
last
seen
5
one,
years.
but we were driving one night and spotted one, so we
it
feel
was
like
huge. It was this huge black. I thought it was a devil.
we like slammed on the brakes.
The devil?
Yeah, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, we don't have those in Arkansas.
Or in New York.
Are we talking about devils or moose? Did you say devil?
Oh, we definitely have devils in New York.
Right. You did say devil, right?
1,000%. Like devil, like Satan.
Like Satan is right there on Route whatever, standing in the middle of the.
It was startling.
On the double yellow line.
Because their eyes don't glow, so it was just this giant black shadow in the night.
But then we couldn't wait to tell everyone we saw one.
And the little devil horns.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about some of the shows. You guys are. Let's go over. How many can you name right off the bat? So if people.
Okay,
I'll start, and then you go, and then I'll start, and then you go.
When one of you can't name a show, you lose.
Okay, so we have. So we just said Jersey Boys, and then we have Stones in His Pocket,
Honky Tonk Laundry,
Meteor Shower,
Midsummer Night's Dream,
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels,
Mamma Mia,
Primary.
Guys and Dolls. I think that's it.
What did we miss?
I don't know. I don't have the full list.
I don't.
But you can see the full list at Weathervane.
I think we got it.
theaternh.org.
Yeah.
That's right.
So let's talk about, I've got 3 of them here that you guys are intimately involved in. We'll start with Stones in His Pockets. Opens June 28th, and it's alternating in rep through July 22nd. This is starring you, Jorge, direct, and also stars Ethan. And you guys play multiple characters?
Yeah. You said June 28th, and I wanted to go like this. We're in the middle of rehearsals right now with Ethan, and the director, his name is Bob Hubb. He's the artistic director of a theater in New York called Syracuse Stage. It's a theater in residence at Syracuse University. All together we play 15 different characters. And you know what's so interesting, it's written by Marie Jones, and what's so interesting about this show is like, typically, you know, if you have a show where you're playing so many different characters, it's so farcical and it's so comedic, and there's not like a whole lot of like depth, right? Because like you're trying to make the audience like LOL kind of, you know, fall out of their seats kind of thing. The thing that's, and I've done a one-person show before with like 5 different characters, that was easier.
Wow.
Than a 2-person show, because then you really have to have a connection with each other and rely on each other. This show's different because it's not one of those like farcical, haha, funny shows. We call it a comic tragedy, right? It's set in Ireland, by an Irish playwright. It's these 2 guys and the rest of the town who take so much ownership and pride in being from this small town, and then this big Hollywood movie comes to shoot in their town, and it's about the dynamics of like outsiders coming in and how each of these groups are being treated. So it'll probably be like around 90 minutes. But when Ethan first brought it to me, I was like, we have two different completely working styles. I was like, yeah, we can do this show if we don't kill each other first, you know? So that's Stones in His Pockets. Opens June 28th.
All right, and then we've got opening July 3rd, running through August 3rd. This is described as a country jukebox musical comedy. Boots were honky tonk laundry.
Right. Yes.
Your boots were made for walking to honky tonk laundry.
Yes. No, we are super excited about this one. So this will open next, right after Stones in His Pockets. If you came to the Weathervane last year, you may have seen The Marvelous Wonderettes with Jewel and I. We were both also in that show together, and this is also by the same writer, Roger Bean.
I didn't know that.
Fun fact, huh?
So you learn something new on the show each time.
Yeah.
Who knew? But this is going to encompass all country music.
Wow.
So it's a sweet story about family and love and friendship, and these two country gals, Lana Mae and Katie, and how they discover each other and perhaps didn't even know they needed each other, which I think we all have probably that in our life. We stumble upon someone like that. And you'll hear music from Patsy Cline and Dolly Parton and Carrie Underwood and the Chicks and Martina McBride. It's like all of my childhood songs I used to sing in the car and make music videos to, and now I'm going to get to sing some of them on stage. So, and I love Jewel and getting to work with her, and Ethan is directing it, and so it's just been a super fun experience so far, so we're excited to share it.
Oh, that's incredible.
Do you want to say the stage direction Ethan gave you yesterday?
No.
You don't want to say it on air.
I'm not
This
giving
sounds good.
anything away. I'm not giving anything away. You're just going to have to
It's a little
see it.
raunchy.
It's fun. It's a good,
Now I
fun
really
show.
want to see the show.
Yeah.
And then we have Meteor Shower, which is coming up, opening July 26th.
Yeah.
And this is actually written by Steve Martin.
Yeah, by like a tiny little actor,
No one.
playwright, not very
I've
well
heard
known.
of him, I think. I can't remember what he was in, but
Yeah, really good friends with Marty Short, kind of thing. So Steve Martin started writing material for the theater. He also
Bright
wrote
Star.
musical and a book that was on Broadway, a musical called Bright Star, which we did at the Weathervane, and Marisa played the lead. This one's a straight play. It's 4 people, 2 couples, and it is so deeply rooted in that like surrealist, absurdist kind of comedy. And it all kind of happens because of this meteor that goes across. People always say like, "Oh my God, this natural event happened. Now we all go crazy." like the excuse that people are always saying like, "Mercury's in retrograde," and I'm like, "Why is Mercury always in retrograde?" But yeah, that's what it's about. It's about like our wants and desires and how we look at other people, and sometimes we want what they want, and in wanting that we realize who we are and our wants and desires and stuff. It's a great play.
And we should put out that this is your direction. You are directing this show.
Yeah, I'm directing the show.
And
I will
Marisa,
be
you're
one of
in
the
it,
actors
right?
in it.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you're going to give her
Gonna
stage
tell me
direction
what
just like
to do.
Ethan?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a good time.
Get a
bossing
one-up
her
Ethan?
around.
Yeah.
So that is so.
Oh,
this
and
is,
Ethan is in it too, so I get to like.
Oh, payback.
Yeah.
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 This is going to be fun. So we've been talking with the cast from the Weathervane Theatre in Whitefield, New Hampshire. So many fun shows. We haven't even gotten to, I'm sure, like Mamma Mia is
Yeah.
always like a crowd favorite if you like musicals.
Yeah.
And Jersey Boys, of course.
Right.
So this is just a huge lineup this
Something
summer.
for everyone. Yeah, I think we're excited about all of it. There's a huge variety. There's something for everyone. There's tons of family shows to see. We have our intern company that they do Picnic with Patchwork every Friday at 11 a.m. We've got a great season lined up for them. We're about to open Mary Had a Little Ham, which is based off a children's book we've adapted into a musical, and it has lots of fun Broadway songs about a little pig named Stanley who wants to be on Broadway. I mean,
There's also
come on. fun.
There's also this version that I keep saying to Marisa, I wish you would have chosen that.
What?
It's called Hamadeus.
Yeah, that's right. And maybe he will be in Hamlet. I don't know. You'll have to come and find out if Stanley makes it.
The creativity of the cast and crew of the Weathervane Theatre. So take a drive, have some dinner, enjoy a show, maybe see the devil.
Oh my God,
it's a great night. No? Or a moose.
A moose.
It's just the thing I said. It's
A
the thing I
moose.
said. I didn't think about it.
We're not going to let you live that one down.
Great. Yeah,
It's okay.
no, I wouldn't expect anything else.
Marisa, Kirby, Jorge, Donoso, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you
Thanks for
so
having
much,
us.
Chris.
All right, you're watching White Mountains Today.